right, so in the studio to talk tourism, we have the Tourism Society of Ghana, that's TOSOGHA in a short form, is a wholly Ghanaian social enterprise registered with the Registrar General's Department under the Companies Code 1963 Act 179 with registration number CA-60.805. TOSOGHA is also certified by the Ghana Tourism Authority as part of activities of Tourism Society of Ghana, and in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service, Ghana Tourism Society, and other developmental partners to enlarge the Ghanaian youth, both students and non-students, to be patriotic by patronizing domestic tourism to boost Ghana's economy. Now, this whole thing is birthed by one man. He eats tourism, he breathes tourism, he baths tourism, he does everything tourism. I wonder what it is when it comes to tourism with this gentleman. His whole look, his whole life is tourism. I'm talking of he's the youth ambassador and the executive director of TOSOGHA in the person of Joseph Amartey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Joseph, how are you?
By God's grace.
You're good?
Well, very, very
Where'd you come from? Nungwa, Teshin, Osu.
Oh, I'm from Teshin.
You're from Teshin.
Yes, a proud Ghana.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to see the linkage and the root why you love tourism so much. You know,
right from the, let's say, even where the guns are coming from, I can say it's tourism.
It is. It is. I mean, Accra is so touristic, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Now, tell us about TOSOGHA. Educate us on TOSOGHA.
Thanks so much, Danny, for this opportunity to engage the public. Let me say a very good morning to Honorable Awa Mohammed, the Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mr. Kwesi Ajimai, the Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Tourism Authority, and the National President of the Tourism Society of Ghana, Mr. John A. Anna, who also doubles up to be the Acting Director for NACA. NACA.
Okay.
Yeah. To say, Tourism Society of Ghana has been in existence since 2006. So I can say we are almost 17 years since we started Tourism Society of Ghana. We realize that there's a need for Ghanaians to patronize domestic tourism. Over the years, people or Ghanaian children give less attention to tourism. We said, no, if tourism is contributing so much to the economy or to development, why not make sure the children and the youth, to be more precisely, also develop some sort of interest? And going over the days, as part of our research, we realized that parents even give less attention to tourism. Even if you tell a word that your word tells you, I'm going to the university to read tourism-related course, what they say, this is entertainment. Go and find something better to do. But tourism is far, far beyond entertainment. So that really pushed us to do more advocacy on the domestic tourism promotion. Hence, we had to meet with the Ghana Education Service to give us the right to establish the tourism clubs in schools. So we had it from district level. We did our best, and they had to extend our operation to the regional level, and by God's grace, we have been given the right to do it national. So we are in most schools across the country.
All right, now, so in terms of all these you mentioned, I'm sure TOSOGHA has core mandates. I mean, there are objectives and reasons why it was set up. Would you want to let us know what some of your core mandates are in terms when it comes to TOSOGHA?
Basically, our core mandate is to encourage Ghanaians to patronize domestic tourism. And the only way we can do that is by engaging the youth. So we have three main chapters that probably we use to engage them. We have the basic and senior high school chapter that we go to the schools just for us to fulfill our mandate. We also have the public chapter. We move to communities to see the groups, the youth groups within community. We do that on Sundays and Saturdays. And then we have the tertiary chapter. And the tertiary chapter.
Well, you have a tertiary chapter as well.
Yeah, we have in the universities as well, and the tertiary institutions, to be more precisely. So we have it in some of the training.
How's that one going?
Yeah, it's going well.
Okay.
It's going well because at least if we could have over 50,000 membership nationwide, you can tell
that's fine.
that we it's
fine.
really going well.
Okay.
For the membership and the interest, now it has really shot up.
Okay. Now, I'm sure viewers as well as all those watching, myself as well, what are some of the achievements of TOSOGHA? If you can highlight maybe 3, 4. I know you have a lot. I mean, I've been witnesses to some of them, but maybe 3 or 4 of them that you think you would want us to know what your achievements are and how you impacted people within those achievements.
Yeah, I think like you have said, they are numerous, but let's touch on few.
Okay.
I think based on now by God's grace, the Ghanaian youth can now speak tourism. They can patronize what we have. When you look at this African Day, you realize that most of the students put on African wear to classrooms. This is a big achievement that I'm always proud of.
Okay.
That today Ghanaians can even wear
they
can wear the African clothing and feel very proud, and they can even eat our local food. That is a big achievement that now we can pride ourselves with.
Okay.
Now we talk of partnerships that we have. By God's grace, we have moved to the extent that even corporate institutions are now partnering us to make sure that they all speak tourism and talk tourism.
Okay.
One thing that we could also boast of when we come to domestic tourism in this very country, especially as we are in this COVID time, that today, because we have trained or we have lectured the children to understand domestic tourism, as COVID is with us now, no one is going, no one is coming. Ghanaians are now patronizing our own. They are eating our food, wearing our clothing, and now they are also starting traveling to the tourist attraction site to see what we have as Ghanaians.
Okay. Now, Mr. Amartey, COVID came with its own issues, both positive and negative. One would say the negatives outweigh the positives. Now, how has COVID-19 affected, you work with the youth, you have a passion for the youth in tourism, that's you. Now, how has COVID-19 affected and had an impact on the youth when it comes to tourism?
Yeah, Danny, it could interest you that most Ghanaians or most of the youth that we have visited during these abnormal times has really proved that many youth are at the verge of giving up.
Okay.
Yes, because we encourage them. You know, especially we were against the formation of the Graduates Unemployment Association. So we were discouraging them that upon all that you have acquired from the classroom, why do you form such association? You could do something, you could establish something. Come on, we even gave them areas that they could even venture into in terms of tourism, because tourism usually is self-employed stuff. And most of them ventured or went into this entrepreneurship. Today, look at the system we have now. No one is patronizing what they have. No one is buying what they have. They feel like those on government payroll are now making good living because their salaries are coming regularly. But because you are into your private business, no one is patronizing. So we say, no, come on. Because when you look at the restrictions that has been given in terms of the hospitality, the pubs, the restaurants and all stuff, people are there, people who sell along the beach or around the beach area. There are people also who make different businesses, and today if those places are closed, automatically you could imagine. But then we are still giving them hope that all hope is not lost, because these too shall pass. What we're doing now is that once it has affected them, I feel that we as Ghanaians, we as leaders in the industry, need to encourage these young ones to come back to their feet or their feet. Now, one thing that the Ministry of Tourism and the Ghana Tourism Authority did that I was very excited was that they organized stakeholders consultative workshop, find out strategies to bring back Ghana domestic tourism. And of course, the youth were not left out. I'm a witness because I represented the youth of Ghana.
How effective was that?
Very, very effective, because they were able to involve all the stakeholders, and they were able to involve the leaders of various trade associations like Ghana Hotel Association, the Car Rental Association, the Tour Operator Association. They involved all these people just to brainstorm to see how. And
car rentals, are they there?
Yeah, they are also there. Let me say good morning to Seth Okran. He's the national president for car rental. So in fact, this discussion was so fruitful. At the end of the discussion, we had to go into groups to discuss various areas so that at least we can get something out of reason why we met there. So I can assure you that it has really affected the youth, but all hope is not lost. right from the government institution, that's the Ghana Tourism Authority, they are putting things in place to make sure that we bring things back.
Now, TOSOGHA, you've had a lot of collaborations with, I know GS is there. So there was some time, like you mentioned, you had a collaboration with the police, the churches. How those collaborations, how has it gone? How is it going? And are you looking at partnering and sending tourism to other places as well?
Yes, we will talk of partnership. Then we cannot even mention them all. Those watching us, we have partnership with the Ghana Police Service, like this, apart from GS, Ghana Tourism Authority, even the National Pensioners Association. We have partnership with them.
Right? Are you not worrying them?
You know, we realize that these people are the senior.
I mean, they can go on.
They are the senior citizens. Let me tell you, some few years to come, you'll be out of this place.
Yeah.
You're going to join them automatically, whether you like it or not. You join them.
Yeah.
So we feel that as a youth, we need to also own them as a responsibility. Yeah. We need to make sure they also feel happy during that stage.
And I think it's a good thing. It's a good package for them.
Let me tell you,
if you travel with them to these places,
we took almost 200 of the pensioners. Those of us who are watching me today who attest what I'm saying. We took them to Upper East region.
You did?
Trust me, these men were super excited. And you realize that gave them extra power to live. Because some of them say, oh, so many years. I traveled when I was in secondary school, I was in the uni. Oh, so many have not traveled. And they are calling for more. It's rather unfortunate that this COVID has come. So in terms of partnership, now why someone may ask, why partnership with the Ghana Police Service? As much as we are working with the students and the children, we also want to protect them. So the police, we also look at it, the segment under the police, that is a DOVSO, the Domestic Violence and Child-Related Offences Unit. That is where those people we partnered. We take them to the classroom where we have the club established to talk to them, to create more awareness of perpetrators. Sometimes these tourists also visit some tour sites, and some people also take advantage of the people around their place. So though we are promoting domestic tourism, but we must also protect our children, because those we say we are training today to become the future leaders in the tourism sector, if they are not protected, all that we are doing today may be in vain tomorrow.
That's a good one.
So we need to protect. That's why the Ghana Police Service is, anytime we are even embarking on the tour and we invite the police, they jump on the bus.
That's a good one. You're a smart man. You're a very smart young man. All right, now, Mr. Amartey, let's look at the role of the students when it comes to the promotion of tourism. How effective is this? Are we really seeing the role they are playing? Some of us on the touch lines might not really be seeing this.
Exactly. Danny, when we talk of promotion of domestic tourism or tourism in this country, I feel the government, I'm happy you have mentioned this, must even allocate special funding for these children. Why, or for these youth groups? Why am I saying this? Tourism Society of Ghana, what we are doing is purely tourism education. And if you don't educate these children, tomorrow when these matured ones are not there, who are going to take over this nation? So once we are doing tourism education, once we are exposing what we have to the children, the government must allocate funding specially for that. Now, these children, when we talk of promotion tourism, they are even doing it more. Today, a child visit or a youth group visit an attraction site, just take a picture or a selfie, share it on social media. You imagine how viral this is going to travel. How many aged could even travel and pick a phone and take a selfie and share? We are just doing analysis here. So the youth are really marketing tourism more. That is why some of us, our interest is more on the youth. So we need to get more support to do more tourism education. We need to visit the children, we need to visit the youth groups. We need to make sure that they understand. Once they understand and they are encouraged to be traveling, trust me, they will sell it and market the country to the world.
Do we have tourism insurance? Because if these kids would have to be traveling with buses and on flights and all that, is there any package, any insurance package for? Or is it something you're thinking about? I mean, because we need to. I can't just have my kid go on a bus trip, and I know that there's no insurance in there.
Yeah, Danny, there are insurance institutions that covers trips or tourism. But let me even break down to the understanding of people watching, especially parents. Now, Ghana Education Service, in their own wisdom, which I always salute GS, they have made provision. You cannot just take a child on a bus to a tourist attraction site. There are provisions, or there are plans or rules, let me put it that way. There's a saying that where there's no rule, there's no offense. GS has put in place that before a child or student jump on buses, now the GS must know where are they going, why are they going. Even the vehicle that you are even using, we need to get the vehicle number, the driver's license number, everything. And even the bus must make sure that it is insured. Before, the first, the bus itself must be insured to cover the people within the bus. Now, apart from that, teachers, we are discouraging that no teacher can just be on its own or just organize tours or excursions for the children. We must get the experts, and by God's grace, these things are coming down. Because the Tourism Society of Ghana,
there's been instances where it happens.
It do happen, but no. As I'm saying, there are laws.
Okay.
So when the inevitable happens, that's where they will see that there are laws.
Okay.
Look at the example, this Ebri accident that happened. I think few years ago, some also happened on the Willie Waterfalls Road.
Yeah.
When it happened this way, it becomes a threat to the tourism sector. Imagine seeing other children involved in an accident. You will never encourage your child to go to the same place.
Okay.
It might be the carelessness of the driver or whoever organized it.
Okay.
But we are making sure that parents must ensure that before the children embark on a tour, the right people must organize.
Sure.
Now, as you see, as the Tourism Society of Ghana, we don't just organize tour. We are doing more of education.
Yeah.
So even before we make sure the children get out of the classroom, we also get experts like the tour operators.
Okay.
They organize tour. They come with packages, and then we put things in place before the children move out, especially this time.
I'm sure by the end of the program we'll let you give your telephone number so that if any school or anybody out there wants to organize things like that, they could get into that. You'll help them through the process. Now, another thing that's so important to me. Now, we keep on saying that we're promoting domestic tourism. We as Ghanaians, we the locals, we are Ghanaians. How is this information getting down to the people to make people get up from from Accra? I'll say I'm going to a tour site, let's say somewhere at Tamale and things like that. We don't really see the impact there. I mean, and also it looks like we're looking more of those foreigners to come in and that kind of thing. When and how are you doing this to let people know that look, domestic tourism is important and we as Ghanaians should enjoy it the more. And then another thing is that as a local, if I go to a tour site, the fee I'm supposed to pay at the gate or entrance, it's a bit high as well. Sure. I mean, although foreigners will pay higher, but still as a local, it is high for me. Sure. And the last thing when it comes to domestic tourism is the roads leading to these tour sites, the management of the places. It's in some of the places is so terrible. I mean, you wouldn't want to go there.
Exactly.
The washrooms. Look, Mr. Amartey, there's a lot to be done when it comes to domestic tourism.
Yeah, Daniel, I share the sentiment with you. What you are saying, it's a fact. We have observed it in some of the tourist attraction sites. Sometimes people think it is Ghana Tourism Authority that manages all the sites in Ghana. It is wrong. Okay. Most of these attraction sites are private managed.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Not even the assemblies?
Yes, sometimes the assemblies are also part of it, but there are some that are private based.
Wow.
Now, the Ghana Tourism Authority is just a regulatory body. They regulate them. They give them license to operate. So they also have a team that goes to, inspect them, what they do, the conditions, the prices, and all stuff like that. But then, as humans as we are, sometimes our years are very hard. Now, let me come quick because of our time. Yeah. Now, when we talk of Ghanaians patronizing what we have or having the interest to talk, that is another issue altogether. You realize that the minds are set already. People don't see why they have to travel. People don't feel like, wow, when I travel, I'm going to spend money here and there. Yeah. Because now, that's why I said earlier that the tourism education is very, very necessary.
It is.
And with the Tourism Society of Ghana, we are dealing with both the formal and the informal sector. Those who have not even been to the classroom, we move to their communities and talk to them. Make sure they have change of mind.
I like the community thing, yeah.
Yeah, the community. Now, we have over 20,000 youth groups. Sometimes Saturdays, Sundays, myself and the team, we move to their groups. We just interact with them. We encourage them to travel. We encourage them to wear our African clothing. Yeah. We are doing all this because they need to get that information. Some are not even, they don't even see the reason why they have to travel. But we are making it part of their activities. Even if you are working, you are a staff, whatever you are doing, find some time off your busy schedule and travel and see Ghana.
I mean, I think my producer will get another time to give this platform. There are a lot of things we need to discuss, and because of time, we can't get that much time to do it today. Now, before you go, what are the future plans for TOSOGHA? Right now, because of COVID, things are a bit slow. But what are the future plans for TOSOGHA? And your final remarks, sir.
Now we are doing visitation to the schools because schools were shut down for almost a year. Now that schools are back, what we are doing now is visitation. We are visiting all the schools, so we are moving from one region to another, one school to another. So therefore, we still let them that tourism is back. They need to be traveling and all those stuff. So that's what we are doing now, and we need more funding, especially from you, Danny. Now let me come in quickly. When we look at the plans TOSOGHA has just quite recent, about 3 weeks ago, we have launched activities for the general public. And one of the things that is so paramount to us, that we, the Tourism Society of Ghana, we have partnered with the Ghana Tourism Authority. We have come up with Accra City Bone Shaker Tour. The Bone Shaker Tour, we are using Arrow Glass, Cholole.
Okay.
Danny, don't go there.
Okay.
We are using Arrow Glass, Cholole, to tour Accra. It's a pilot project. We're going to do it national, but we are now starting from Accra. And the Accra City Bone Shaker Tour, I want to challenge every Ghanaian. Once we are on, we start, you have to be on board to feel Accra and enjoy that.
Okay.
Then we also have a contact that we could give out to the general public.
Yes, give us the contact.
Get us, can know our time.
Yes.
We have 0244 927017. 0244 927017. You can also get us on website www.tosogha.com. When you come to our center, also one of the offices are located there. You could get us.
Okay. Mention the number again, please, for the last time.
0244 927017.
Okay.
0244 927017. And let me say a shout out to the executives of the Tourism Society of Ghana, and then everybody that is watching. Right.
So, Mr. Amartey, we've been talking to Mr. Joseph Amartey. He's a youth ambassador. Let me ask about the youth ambassador thing. What are you doing with the youth ambassador? But then we need to go. And executive director, you want to touch a bit on that quickly?
Oh yes, I can do that. Yeah. I think the youth
in 30 seconds.
Yeah, the youth tourism ambassador was conferred on me by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Okay. Based on what we're doing, they realized that no, if you are already with the youth, let's give you this ambassadorial appointment so that you can influence the youth the more. So basically,
so using that is dovetailed in your activities as TOSOGHA executive director as well. Right. So this has been the executive director for TOSOGHA and the youth ambassador as well, Mr. Joseph Amartey. Joseph, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. Keep it up, and let's all help with promoting domestic tourism as a whole. Right. So coming up next, we have Vegan Time, and Dennis is here, and they're going to teach us how to eat right and live right. On that note, stay on. There's still some more to come.
It's all about good life. Spanker. One God.